Today we're taking a look at Binance coin known as BNB, and this is the coin which is used to trade and pay fees on the Binance exchange. We're going to perform our usual technical analysis as well as make some price predictions on where we can expect to see the value of BNB go in the next few days and weeks. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video, and today we're looking at Binance coin, also known as BNB, and we're going to perform our usual technical analysis where we can make some predictions on where we could see BNB go in the next few days and weeks. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video. And if you want to see more crypto investing, stocks or wealth management content, hit subscribe and turn on bell notifications. I'd also love to know down in the comments section below if you are a BNB coin holder or planning to be in the future. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's technical analysis. As always, guys, welcome into CoinSpot. If you're looking to trade BNB, there is a link in the description of this video where you can sign up to trade it on CoinSpot along with many other cryptocurrencies. But let's take a look at the BNB chart. And what we're looking at the moment is the daily BNB chart. We've not covered this one before, so I just want to give a brief overview. So you can see that BNB performed very well in the lead up with all the other cryptos earlier this year. It hit a peak of roughly $907 Australian, which is quite large for a coin which is used purely on an exchange. So it's pretty interesting. You can see we're now sitting at roughly 425 Australian dollars, which equates to probably just less than half the value of where it was at its peak. You can see some extremely high volume days had occurred back in April of this year, but they weren't the result of the big drop that we saw as a result of Bitcoin crashing, which was sitting here, and that obviously felt really bad for everyone involved. So let's just zoom in a bit and take a look at exactly what's going on. Now, this coin is another one of those coins which has started to level out with regards to its support and resistance points and all that sort of thing. But it looks like we can actually add a bit more to it. So as you can see, we've obviously been going in a bit of a downtrend, and it's just actually been broken. So let me just chart a line here, and there we can see that there was a downtrend which had been occurring, which managed to break out, and as a result we are now trading horizontally as of about a week ago. So that is relatively positive news. We can see that obviously we've managed to hit these points here, and it broke out after bouncing between, the current support point, which was at its lowest point, 287 Australian dollars, back to where it is now, 425. So it's effectively increased in value by 50 to 75%, which is good news for holders of the coin, and especially one that is linked to an exchange overall as well, because it shows, I suppose, that a bit of strength is coming back to the overall crypto market. The more people are using this coin specifically means more people are either making trades on Binance and those sort of things. So that is relatively positive. So we've managed to break that little trend. Let's put in our key areas of support and resistance. So number one, I'm actually going to put it not at the bottom here. I want to put it where the price action is. So you can see that there has been a ton of price action at this point, $382. So I'm going to place that one in there. That is our current point of support. Where's our current point of resistance? Well, let's bring this line up and do the exact same thing. And you can see we're probably actually sitting between it right now, and that's probably at 456 odd Australian dollars. And we're trading sideways in what is now a channel of support and resistance between those two key points. Now, what has occurred over the past few days? Well, we can see that top point of resistance was attempted. There was a little bit of a breach, but it did not successfully break through. You can see in the past that when this point of support was hit, it dropped and it plummeted, and it actually went through our other points of support as well, but rebounded back into this channel. So that is relatively good news. What we can also see is there appears to be some sort of a, I suppose, trend that has formed in and between these points here. Let me just line some of this up. Yeah, that's relatively alright. Let's go maybe a bit like that. You can see a trend's formed, and we're getting a bit of consolidation that has occurred, and the trend is upwards, and it's tightening. So we're going to see the price, in theory, not necessarily trade between the channel, but trade between these two key points. Our support, which is on this basis sitting at 411, and it's going to continue to increase, and then our resistance, as we mentioned before, at roughly $450 odd. So that is going to probably play out over the next few weeks. What is the key targets based on that? Well, obviously our key target is to breach the 456 and then go for the next point. Now, worst case scenario, I think at this point in time we breach that new point where we're going up and it's performing as a support point, and it breaches and goes back down to trading within this channel and touches potentially $380. I don't think we'll see 380 breach, but keep it in the back of your mind. It's the one you really want to watch in case things go sideways. What we're going to see is the crypto market start to gain strength before this coin gains strength in itself. Obviously, it's really dictated by the overall market just based on the type of coin that it is. Let's just add in some more indicators in order to get a better feel. MACD, let's chuck that one in. It looks like we could potentially see the longer term crossing back above the shorter term, which could indicate we move in a downwards direction. But I think if we see a bounce, which is definitely possible, we may tend to see, you know, this 455 point tested once again. That's, I suppose, not really too much great info. Obviously we saw the golden cross occur there, but other than that, not too much going on from that perspective. Let's add in the relative strength index just briefly to see, and yeah, same thing. Given that we've been trading relatively relaxed, we're sitting at currently 48.30 points. So it can go up, it can go down. This RSI isn't going to be a main factor in this equation. Now, let's add in our favorites, our moving averages, and we're going to add in 3 of them. And those 3 are going to be the 20-day moving average, which is in the blue. We're going to also add in the 50-day moving average, and we're going to make that one red. And the final one we're going to keep purple, and it's going to be our 200-day moving average. And if you watch my previous Ethereum video, you'll see that this looks very, very similar. We had the 20-day cross below the 50-day when it was back up here, and we had the huge Bitcoin drop, and that was about 698 Australian dollars. We haven't seen the 200-day be breached yet, but these 3 moving averages getting very tight. The 200 sitting at 379, the 20 days sitting at 408, and the 50 days sitting at 447. So they're actually really, really close. What's going to dictate the direction of this is what this 20-day moving average does. If it crosses above the 50-day, that is when we're going to see a change in the trend, and we're going to start moving upwards. If we see, obviously, that sort of action occur, but if we see the opposite, where the 20-day crosses below the 200-day in this sort of manner, then we are in dire straits, and I think we're going to be heading down if that's the case. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. A few factors we've got going for us right now is this 20 days acting as support. We've also got this uptrend acting as support, and we've also got what appears to be a doji forming here, which could result in us testing once again this top point at 455. If we manage to get the price to breach as it did here, the 50-day moving average, then I think we're going to see a really good chance of moving upwards. Basically, if we break out of this channel, we're off and away. because if we break out of the channel, the 20 day is going to cross through the 50 day, and we're going to keep moving upwards, and the 200 day is not going to cross anything, hopefully. Otherwise, we are in a bad situation. You can see also this red that we've seen over the past few days hasn't been driven by massive volume, so I'm expecting to see some buying potentially coming back in to lift the price as well. That wraps up the analysis on BNB Binance Coin today, guys. If you did enjoy it, please remember to leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and make sure you turn on bell notifications. We cover crypto, investing, wealth management and stocks. So if you're interested, as I said, subscribe, turn on bell notifications. I'd also love to know down in the comment section below if you are a BNB coin holder or planning to be sometime in the future. I suppose it really comes down to, do you use the exchange or not? But you can trade it, as you can see, on other exchanges such as CoinSpot. But I'll leave it there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.